As Obama secures a second term in the White House, he also faces a full plate of problems: America's looming fiscal cliff, Iran's nuclear threat, and the problem of Syria. Averting the potential economic disaster will be Obama's top priority, as voters express concerns about unemployment and a fragile economy. Both Democrats and Republicans need to bridge differences while tackling the nation's deficit to meet the December 31 deadline. If they fail, the government will be forced into automatic massive cuts, some $109 billion in spending next year. The Congressional Budget Office says austerity measures could shrink the economy by 0.5% next year and push unemployment back up to 9.1% from the current 7.8%. Obama also faces the threat of an Iranian nuclear program. Earlier, he pledged not to allow Iran to develop nuclear weapons. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is pushing Washington and the international community to set clear red lines on Iran. Obama also faces the Syria problem. More than 36,000 people died in months of brutal fighting that has failed to dislodge autocratic President Bashar al-Assad. The Obama administration is wary of dragging the U.S. into another conflict, with U.S. troops now out of Iraq and NATO-led combat forces leaving Afghanistan. But with the Syrian conflict at a stalemate, there will be growing pressure for a more robust U.S. response. Voters in 4 states make history on 2 highly contentious issues. Maine and Maryland approve same-sex marriage, the first states to do so by popular vote. If you're a Twitter user, you may have seen the phrase "weed is legal in Colorado" trend right after the U.S. elections. In Washington and Colorado, residents vote to legalize recreational use of marijuana. Wisconsin's Tammy Baldwin also makes history as her state's first female senator and the country's first openly gay senator. About 30 Filipino Americans vie for seats in the 2012 U.S. elections. Will Silianteng ran as a representative of the Montgomery County in Pennsylvania, but lost to incumbent Representative Todd Stevens. Former Hawaii Governor Ben Cayetano loses the race to become the mayor of Honolulu. Chelsea Yagong, who ran for a post in the 1st District of Hawaii County Council, also lost. In Hawaii, Gregor Ilagan, Don Guzman, and Kimberly Marcos Pine win seats in the County Council. Other Filipino Americans elected into the Hawaii House of Representatives are Delia Aubelati, Rita Cabanilla Arakawa, Ty Cullen, while Donovan de la Cruz is elected as this 22nd District's state senator. Meme makers have a field day with today's top news: Obama's re-election. Several memes show Obama looking smug over his victory, while others make fun of his rival Governor Mitt Romney. Of course, U.S. election memes will not be complete without Big Bird, whom Romney said he would fire should he become president. A popular meme also shows Obama dancing to a Beyonce hit, All the Single Ladies, considered by some as a feminist anthem. What is your favorite meme? The pro-Aquino black and white movement is disqualified from participating in the party list race in May 2013. The Commission on Elections says it is barring the group from running as a party list because it is packed with people identified with Aquino administration. In a decision signed October 29, the Comelec First Division says black and white does not represent and seek to uplift the marginalized. Comelec Chairman Sixto Brillantes Jr. says the decision should erase doubts the poll agency is aligned with President Benigno Aquino.
Because there are statements coming from everybody na yung lumilinya raw kami sa yellow. Hindi, pink ang linya ko pink. Hindi papayagan. Ang pangalan, black and white. Hindi, kaya ko lang ito, in advance announcement, we should not really be doing it. Pero sabi ko, para naman kami masyadong nasisiraan.
Rappler's editor-at-large Mertes Vitug talks about the wealth enjoyed by families of China's political elite as the country prepares for a leadership change. Here's her video blog.
Questions haunt China's Communist Party as it meets to decide a once-in-a-decade transition of power on November 8. Did 2 of their leaders, incoming President Xi Jinping and the current Premier Wen Jiabao, know that members of their families accumulated tremendous wealth as they rose to power? Did they have a part in this? Did they intervene, facilitate, or simply close their eyes to their family's business dealings? A Chinese proverb says, when a man gets power, even his chickens and dogs rise to heaven. In June this year, Bloomberg reported that Xi's extended family members expanded their business interests to include stakes in mining, rare metals, real estate, and mobile phone equipment. Total investments amount to at least $1 billion. This was followed last month by a New York Times report. It detailed Wen's relatives' incredibly huge wealth, reaching billions of US dollars. For example, Wen's son co-founded a major private equity firm. His daughter holds shares of a Chinese diamond company. His wife is a major player in China's gem and jewelry trade. China blocked access to Bloomberg and the New York Times websites when these reports were published. But could these have escaped China's 300 million microbloggers? Surely there must be anger. But change does not come fast and easy in this opaque country.
Let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 3, the UK will step up and take a bolder position in the Syrian crisis. British Foreign Secretary William Hague will open talks with militant opposition groups in Syria. The decision will be announced during a conference in Doha, Qatar, as part of Hague's tour of the Middle East. Prime Minister David Cameron is expected to publicly declare his support for the move. At number 5, Russian President Vladimir Putin fires Defense Minister Anatoly Serzhukov Tuesday following a corruption scandal that involves the sale of valuable military property way below its market value. Serzhukov is a longtime Putin ally known for imposing structural change on the Russian army that forced 40,000 officers into retirement. His is one of the most high-level corruption-related dismissals in Russian history. At number 9, social media plays an important role in the campaign leading up to the November 6 U.S. presidential elections. And as Americans come out in full force to vote, they also took to social media to prove they voted. Twitter users post photos of their I voted stickers, urging others to do the same. Almost 23,000 photos were posted on mobile photo sharing site Instagram using the hashtag I voted. Happy Election Day trended nationwide on Twitter, as did the hashtags Vote Obama and Go Vote. And at number 10, Instagram rolls out public profile pages to users. Since its launch in 2010, mobile photo sharing service Instagram has only been accessible to mobile users. Profile pages allow users to browse and comment on photos on the web. Before, this was only possible through third-party services. Instagram says the move will make it possible for users to discover Instagram content on the web. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click on how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page, which crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that got the most clicks. When Obama's victory when news of Obama's victory came through, our mood meter turned happy. The first story we posted regarding his victory was of his first tweet. Obama tweeted, "This happened because of you." That story got 70% of happy votes. Rappler's top story of Obama's victory speech is also significantly happy with 79% votes. And in a non-related story to the U.S. elections, the black and white movement disqualification, that also had 65% of happy votes, all of which contributed to the mood of the day. Today, most people are happy. That's Rappler's newscast for today, Wednesday, November 7, 2012. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter. I'm Natasha Gutierrez, and as we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.